Hello, my name is Xavier Mercado, and this is Spearhead Conversations. Today, I'm joined by special guest, Joey Santiago, also known as Joey Dee. He's a videographer, music producer,
Yes, sir.
photographer,
Yes, sir.
an entrepreneur,
Yes, sir. Business owner.
and just all around a great guy.
Sometimes.
I've been following him since my early 20s, and I've seen his progression as far as where he's taken his talents. I'm a true fan, and
Appreciate that.
I'm very excited to have him with us. So we reached out, he answered, and here we are. So without further ado, how you doing, Joey?
I'm how does Charlemagne say? I'm blessed, Latin, and highly favored.
How you been, man? You busy? You traveling,
brother?
man?
It's been wild the last couple of years. Just traveling, working, taking on new lanes in life, learning new skills, building my skill set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In and outside of what, we typically do. So, just growing as you age, you know what I mean? Taking care of your people, taking care of your family. You can't stay in one motion, you can't stay stuck. You gotta evolve. You know what I mean? So it's been a journey of evolvement, but your boy's back.
Well, like I said, I've been following you, since Red Eye.
Yeah, man. Team Red Eye.
Team Red Eye.
Team Red Eye was the origins of where this all started for me, man. It's crazy.
Well, man, you've been you're definitely embedded in the South Side of Milwaukee. You've made your footnote, and I've been waiting for this interview.
Me too.
So again, I'm happy to have you here, and let's jump in.
Let's get it.
So where were you born?
Chicago, Illinois, baby. Cook County Hospital, 26 in California, all that good stuff.
Wow.
Yeah,
Let's just ask the true question. Are you a Bears fan?
Yes.
Ding! Well, I'm a Jets fan, so it's all good.
To the day that I die.
How does that go with everyone else? They give you
rough.
Oh, it's rough.
It's rough, being with all my partners in the studio. They're all from Milwaukee. They're diehard Green Bay fans. They've been giving it to me for years, but
yeah.
Oh my, how the tables have turned. We'll see.
We'll see
how
this
that
year.
goes.
Yeah. How was your childhood?
Man, childhood was I'm gonna say typical to what a lot of us experienced growing up on the South Side. Single mom, stepdaddies, stuff like that. I mean, I didn't meet my real OG till I was 22 years old. So,
oh wow.
Yeah, man. But I can honestly say that I was blessed with a very strong mother. A single mother who raised men without a man at her side. So
yeah.
I got lucky on that end.
So we're gonna do this for her.
Yes, sir.
Hey, mom. Yeah.
My man got the DJ effects.
We in here, man. So what type of hobbies were you into growing up?
Graffiti.
Breakdancing. Man, you don't hear the 5 elements of hip-hop is sounding like, man.
Beats, rhymes, all the typical stuff. I grew up on the south side of Milwaukee and the west side of Chicago, back and forth. So spent a lot of time at the Christian Center, you know what I mean?
Got you.
Breakdancing, spraying my name on everything that, was clean at the time.
The good old tag.
Exactly, yeah. Shout out all the old graffiti heads that were now starting to age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was my hobbies, was like you said, the elements of hip hop. That's what I was into. Making beats, rhyming, graffiti, breakdancing, and females.
Yeah. We all chased tail when we was younger, man. Now that isn't possible. No, I'm just kidding. But what type of student were you in high school?
I was your typical D student, get by, do enough just to get by. You know what I mean? I went to, let's rephrase. I was kicked out of South Division, North Division, and Pulaski. So
oh, wow.
I ended up going to Spotted Eagle High School, which is an alternative school. And then I ended up actually graduating from MATC downtown. I actually graduated. I don't know how I did it, but I did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. What was your career path set out of high school?
I didn't have one.
No?
I had no ambition. I had no dreams of doing anything other than music. And we all know how that goes.
Yeah.
So mine came later in life. I ended up joining the military.
Yeah.
And once I joined in the military, I ended up getting structure in my life. And then I started to realize things that I wanted to do. So I really had no goals outside of hanging out with the homies and doing what we did on a daily basis. But like I said, as you grow, you know, you change. So, and one thing that I could say that pushed me to that change was like a lot of us growing up on the South Side, you know, whatever side, every young, you know, person who doesn't have a father in their life, you know, you got a kid that comes along, you got to change your life.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do better for my son, you know what I mean? So I joined the military, and that's where I found my path to say, you know what I mean? So shout out to Uncle Sam.
Well, you ended up joining infantry.
Infantry, yeah.
Man.
Yep. And let's be real. I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, yeah, I joined the infantry because I'm a tough guy, blah blah. Nah, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
So what it really is I was sitting at MEPS here in Milwaukee downtown, the building with all the blue windows.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and they're rattling off these jobs after you take this test, and they're like, medic $10,000, mechanic $5,000. Infantry, $50,000. I was like, yo, what did you say?
Yeah.
Infantry? Yeah, sign me up for that one. I didn't know what I signed up for.
Yeah.
I get a phone call from my recruiter, and he's like, hey, man, you signed up for infantry? Woo, 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 blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah. He was like, are you really ready for that? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you know what you signed up for? I said, nope. So he picked me up. He took us to OCB, Old Country Buffet, and showed us a video of what the infantry was. And I was like, yo, I don't want to do this.
I don't want to.
And he was like, you already signed the paperwork, fam. It's a wrap for you, you know?
Well,
so,
when I was doing the research, you know what I mean? And I saw that, whoa, infantry.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's pretty intense,
I
bro.
did infantry for 10 years before I changed my job.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Whole bunch of deployments, combat deployments, all that good stuff. I enjoyed it, though. It changed, it realistically changed the path and the projection of who I was going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if I wouldn't have joined the military, I mean, we probably wouldn't even be having this conversation today. You know, so it was the best day and the worst day of my life at the same time.
Yeah, it was a blessing in disguise,
exactly.
man.
Yes, sir.
You know, so 10 years.
Well, 10 years as infantry. I did a total of 18. I did.
Wow.
Yeah, I just recently was released. So
Man, I salute you, bro.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Serving our country well.
Yeah.
What's your earliest memory of you picking up a camera?
So my earliest memory of me picking up a camera is in Afghanistan. Believe it or not. I want to give a shout out first of all before we go any further to my big brother, my mentor, somebody who came in my life when I was young and in a real shitty place, a real messed up place, and got me into music, production. Later on, photography, videography. His name is Ogun Plez out of Chicago. Kabron Films, Kabron Clothing. That's my OG. Everybody has that one person that, you know, you bit their style. I bit his style. You know what I mean? But we came up together. So, you know, through him, I was introduced. I was already doing music and rapping and that kind of stuff. But that's where I got into production, audio engineering, recording, understanding the fundamentals versus just turning on a computer.
Yeah.
Doing some stuff and calling yourself something. So Ogun Plez, man, that's my big bro. He's still going crazy in Chicago. He's still running the Kabron cartel flag, Kabron Clothing, you know, music, videos, photography. You know, he does it all. So it was through him that I got introduced. Now, where the bug bit me was we were deployed.
What captured your curiosity, man?
We were deployed. We were in Afghanistan, and there was nothing to do. And I got a T2i, Canon T2i. It was my first camera. And I just started playing with that. And when we were overseas, everybody and their mama was a rapper in the Army. Yeah. So, you know, I just started playing with the camera, and I got bit by the bug. And when I got home, Ogun was already in motion. I mean, he shot some of the early Chief Keef before anybody knew Chief Keef.
Wow.
JoJo, rest in peace, JoJo 069. You know what I'm saying? Ogun was part of the start of that real drill scene
rap
in Chicago. Smiles 069, rest in peace. Smiles was another one. You know, he was an MC / producer / all around good dude who we lost. But it was due to influences like that in my life that I got bit by the bug. And then as I continued to go along, play with it, and experience, like I said, man, this was my early 20s, 21, 22. I'm 42 years old now.
Okay.
And I'll never stop. Like, I love doing it. You know what I mean?
Oh, you could tell the passion, man.
Content and just showing people what you can create, and taking, as you know now, with all your experience with cameras and stuff like that, and what you got going on, taking an image that's just flat and dull and adding sauce, adding that color, that color grading, that creation, that color correction.
I got to shout out Van Pluco for that one. He's the one who makes it look. I mean, I do the framing and all, but he takes it to another level.
Yeah, but what I mean more is like in the sense of you understand what I'm saying.
It, yes,
you know
definitely.
What I mean? It's not just me saying something to you and you're like, all right, next question. Yep. You feel what I'm saying.
No, I do. And it's been the learning experience through this journey of, doing these interviews from where I started to where I'm at right now. Now I'm able, like I said, to frame, be on my own. I don't need someone nearby. Usually when I have more than one guest, we call in the cavalry. But for the most part, it's been truly rewarding to evolve in what I'm doing. And but yeah, what were barriers?
Barriers
that you faced
in what regards?
Like in the beginning, that challenged you. Because there must, you go through your ups and downs.
So if I can be just like completely honest and realistic, like when I got back and I got into this and I got started, there wasn't a lot of people really doing it. Everybody was doing it, but nobody was doing it. You know what I mean? Like, everybody did it just because they had a camera. No one really had the knowledge. So like, if I have to say like barriers, honestly, the barriers was the city we live in and the way people at the time kind of moved within their own groups. And, everybody always says it, like, Milwaukee is the most segregated city in the U.S. And that falls into more than just segregation of the city. That falls into everything. When you look at our music scene, our culture, whether it be car culture, music culture, fashion, there's a lot of talented people in the city that we live in. And it's just like the barriers for us is each other. As bad as that sounds. You know what I mean? I've said this in several interviews. You aren't going to make it alone. No,
you're not. You're going to need people along the way.
I've had a lot of help.
Yeah, and I have too. You're going to evolve as you take the structured criticism, as you apply yourself from a different view, like a different perception. Like most people, I get you. Most people want the spotlight, especially here in the city.
Yes.
And it's like, just like if you play your part, like I always wanted the spotlight on me. But here I am with a show that doesn't even, it's not even about me.
It's not even about you. Yeah, you're shining the light on everybody else.
So and through that, I get recognition. I have people stop me out and about. But at the same time, the show is about others. And with that, what I mean is just like our city, if we could only come out of that shell that you're talking about, man, think of the impact we'd have.
It could be something crazy.
Well, video and photo are hand in hand, but two entirely different processes.
Completely.
How do you balance the two? Because you also shoot photography. I've seen you at Brewer games. I've seen you at shoots. I've seen what you've done, and your pictures are beautiful, and then the videos are just another notch, man. Quality.
Thank you.
How do you balance those two in equalizing the time?
So me personally, I like to create. I like to take something from a raw, original, whether it be a portrait or a video, and add. I'm gonna say this a lot. Add my sauce to it. You know what I mean? I could take any picture, and you could have two different people take the same photo.
Yep.
The end result could be completely different based off of editing techniques, skills, etc. Blah blah blah. I am, and I'm gonna say this: I am by no way, shape, or form trained in any way in anything that I do through like a school or anything outside of YouTube University. Shout out YouTube University. Stop being lazy. Get off your backside and learn something. I picked up a lot through that. I picked up a lot of just following people on YouTube and content creators, just following people's channels. And if I see something that I think is dope, I'll try it and see how it works out for me and then just kind of add my own twist to it. But I love them both, bro. I love taking photos. I love, to me, taking a photo, especially with as much as I've moved around the world and I've traveled and I've seen things, it's the ability to stop time and capture a moment and remember it the way you want to remember it. You know what I mean? Somebody might take a photo somewhere and they want to see it bright. They want to see it, they want every detail. Somebody else may take a photo and they want it dark. They want it moody. Everybody has a different style. Everybody has a different sauce. Everybody has their own perspective and their own vision of how they want something to be.
Let me ask you, what between the two, what do you consider your style? How would you describe your style?
Urban.
I
will do, but I prefer not to do weddings, quinceañeras, sweet 16s. It's a real touchy situation for me because I like to do them, but I don't like the not having the creative control. Yeah. To me, something that's urban, street, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to put it under, that's my perspective. We can go right now and take a picture of the Hone Bridge and have 7 photographers. You may have a different picture from the same angle, the same, perspective. The ultimate outcome is going to be completely different. So, I personally would consider myself urban, street. I mean, that's how I grew up, and I didn't grow up taking, headshots of, doctors. I do it now. I've done a lot for a lot of people in the city, real estate agents, stuff like that. But my preference and what I like to do is where I come from, where I grew up, stuff that I've done, like graffiti for one. I love going around and just taking shots of murals and things like that. You know what I mean? And just changing it up, making it look how I see it. You could take 2 people and you can show them something and it could be the same thing, but everybody's going to have a different perception of what they're seeing.
How do you, while we're on this, like the adaptation of that style, how do you continuously evolve as you're learning this? Because you just said this is something that you applied your attention to. You didn't go to school for it. Nope. It's self-taught. And that's a big thing to say because who can honestly say that? There's not many that can. So how do you stay ahead in the techniques and the... Again,
that comes back to studying. You know what I mean? You gotta, if you're really passionate about something, you're not just gonna, if I know how to use a camera, I'm not just gonna stop at that. I want to understand what the functions are, and then that comes back to YouTube University. Shout out to them. But just having everybody has a fan base, everybody has a following. You can't have a fan base or a following without followers. Yep. I follow a lot of people. There's a lot of people who I look up to, who I like what they do. And instead of, copy pasting, I just try to understand and learn techniques. Lighting is huge. Lighting is something that I'm still learning till this day, and it plays a big factor. A lot of people think, just because you have the best camera or the best lenses, that's dope. I mean, you're already ahead of the game. But if you don't understand the functions of it, it's just like you might as well just grab an iPhone and start snapping. You know what I mean?
And I had a question about it too, but you just answered it. But all in all, when was it that you moved to Milwaukee?
I lived back and forth, bro. I lived back and forth. I mean, my first time coming to Milwaukee was in grade school, Allen Field.
Okay. I went. My sister went to Allen Field, man.
Everybody went to Allen Field. If you came up in Milwaukee in between, like the early '80s and the early 2000s, you went to Allen Field for elementary. You lived on the South Side,
bro, for real. Who? You being from the city now, because you live in the city now. Now he's about to tell me he has a location out in Chicago too. No.
We do. Shout out Ogun.
But how has the city of Milwaukee attributed to your success?
I grew up here.
Yeah.
I grew up on the streets of Milwaukee. I like they say you're from somewhere, but I mean Chicago made me, Milwaukee raised me.
Yeah, the South Bronx.
You know what I mean?
Made me, but
there you go.
Milwaukee
Exactly.
raised me. Yeah.
I met long life friends here. You know what I mean? I got people who I consider family here. You know what I mean? Yes, I'm from Chicago. I'm always going to be Chicago at heart. That's never going to die. I'm always going to be a Bears fan and a Bulls fan. But you know what? I'm still a Bucks fan, baby.
Me too, bro. I be
Yes,
getting,
sir.
they be giving me it,
Yeah.
whether it's the Yankees or the Jets. But what's your favorite part about Milwaukee?
Honestly, my favorite part about Milwaukee is the people. You know what I mean? Milwaukee is so diverse. It's segregated, yes, but it's so diverse. You know what I mean? I've met people who are, into what I'm into, like just because that's where you come from. Then I met people who are completely the opposite of me here, and we're cool. You know what I mean? Milwaukee is as you know, Milwaukee's a big, beer city. Everybody likes to drink and blah blah blah. I wasn't really a super huge drinker. But like I said, I'm from Chicago. But when I got to Milwaukee, that's when I started doing bad stuff. So graffiti, stuff like that. That's where I met these people. And to me, my favorite part about Milwaukee is just the diversity of people. You can go out right now from where we're at downtown, walk around, and you're gonna meet, somebody who makes 100,000 and somebody who makes 10,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just so diverse. You never know who you're running into, who you're talking to. We are considered a smaller market, but I mean, it's pretty much Chicago. You know what I mean? Just not in Chicago. You know how many people I know that I run into every day and they're like, oh yeah, I used to live in Chicago. I came to Milwaukee because, it was smaller and it was cheaper. That ain't the case no more.
Yeah, no.
We're up there, like they say. We won a
definitely.
championship. Shout out to the Bucks.
Shout out to the Bucks.
I love the Bucks, man. But we won a championship, and it started bringing eyes to the city. We started having people progress from the city, doing big things, whether it be in music, whether it be in film. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of people that are from here that have done amazing things that are big names that people don't realize that they're from here. We know because we're from here and we've heard of them, but you'll tell people like, oh, such and such is from Milwaukee. No way.
Yeah.
Where's Milwaukee? You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Right down the street from Chicago.
Well, we are up there, people. So
Up there.
put some respect
Some
on
spec on it.
Let's talk more on the technical side. What equipment do you prefer to use when shooting?
I'm a Canon fanboy, bro.
Canon.
I'm a Canon fan.
Canon.
I've yeah, exactly. I've put my hands on a lot of stuff, and I keep finding myself coming back from Canon. I mean, you and I were just having a conversation before we started this, and I was telling them like, yeah, I think I might get a Sony just to,
Yeah.
But I've purchased Sonys, and I've immediately sold them and went back to what I know. Now, maybe it's because it's what I know, and I can navigate them better, and understand them a little more. But personally, I'm a Canon guy. My current setups are the R5C, C200, and C300 Mark III. Those are all great cameras, but the things, times and technology alone is evolving so much that I know people who are shooting on iPhone 15s and getting cinema quality. You know what I mean? And again, it's about understanding your gear.
Yes.
I can give 50K to somebody who knows absolutely nothing, and they can go out and buy the best stuff. And then I could give an iPhone to a guy who knows the game, who knows the industry, who has a skill set. And, that iPhone video is going to look better than the guy who I gave 50 grand to and went and bought all top of the line stuff.
Sure.
So it all comes back to being comfortable with what you have, being comfortable with what you know, and just your day-to-day use. I can grab a Canon out of my bag and turn it on and get through it. Now, if you hand me a Sony or a Nikon or something, I'm gonna figure it out. But it's gonna take me longer to get through the menus, to figure out how I get settings and stuff like that. But again, YouTube University. I'm just gonna pop on YouTube and I'm gonna find the first video on it and skip the headache, as just figure it out, like they say.
Yeah. What are milestones, achievements that you've had throughout your journey with this?
Man, just traveling and meeting people. We just came back from Texas, South Padre Island, Texas, shooting the Moneybag Yo concert. One of our artists, 6F Londo out of Milwaukee. Shout out Londo.
London.
Yeah, London.
Yeah.
Me, him, and my business partner Sam. Shout out Sam. We went down there, and bro, we had access like we were somebody.
Yeah, man.
I mean, milestones and stuff like that. Another one that, and it's not like something major, but to me, it was one of the artists who I looked up to coming up was Tech Nine.
Yeah.
And a few years back, I mean, man, it's more than a few years back. I'm lying. This is probably maybe 10 years or more. Miracle from the Elixir, shout out Miracle.
Yeah.
She reached out to me and she's like, hey, bro, can you help me with an interview? And I'm like, yeah, sure, anything for you. She didn't tell me who it was till we got there. She's like, yeah, we're shooting Tech Nine. I'm like, what? Like, you could have prepped me for this. So literally, like, stuff like that, like meeting people and just having opportunities. I recently shot the Puerto Rican Fest for Yusef Morales. Shout out Yusef. And we're doing it again this year, and it's going to be even bigger.
For sure.
And just the people that I got to meet, the things that I got to shoot, the access that you get. You get to tell a story. You know what I mean? People are giving you the opportunity to tell their story, and just stuff like that, man. Just being able to see different things that normally, the day-to-day Joe don't have access to.
Yeah.
Being backstage, seeing, DJ Devastate at Summerfest, Sincere, KT. These dudes always gave me the opportunity to be on all those big stages with them. Just out of respect and out of love. So,
and you see where that is taking us. Like,
oh yeah,
and that's what I meant by, like, if this city could understand, play your role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they're the bag,
play your
role.
You never know what could come out of it at the end, man. And then a lot of people are just stubborn, and I get it. I'm at a point in my career where I might turn down a lot of stuff because I feel like I've done it before already. I've done the quid pro quos and all that other good stuff. And then you do this for me and I do this for you. I don't need nobody to scratch my back, wash my back no more. I do it myself.
Yeah.
But I'm not above helping somebody out. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people have helped me out. I'm never going to sit here and say that I did it all on my own.
Well, you're an entrepreneur too, man. You're all over the board.
I am.
Man of many trades. You have a clothing company.
Yes, sir.
And you're wearing it right now.
I always wear it.
Kabron
Clothing, baby.
What inspired this move?
Man, Ogun. And you don't believe it. The other, listen
for him, dog. You got it.
So listen, a lot of y'all may not, Kabron, whether you're Puerto Rican, Mexican, whatever type of Hispanic you are.
My titi used to call me that all the time.
It has different meanings, but I mean, the other portion, the other part, the other owner of this company is black. It's not even Hispanic.
Yeah.
And we started it off just had a hat just like this. We had another homie, Ashtar, over in Chile, who was a partner of ours, and he blew that up out there, like big time out there. And every time they got on the phone, they would just call each other, hey, Kabron. And he's, I'm going to put that on a hat. Bro, that's the end of the story. He just put it on a hat one day, and it took off. And, it's it's something that a lot of major artists have tapped into. And we're talking Chicago. When I say that, I'm talking, Rico Reckless, JoJo, before Chief Keef was Chief Keef, it was Chief Keef, all these people, that wore it in videos. And I mean, at the same time, when you're shooting the video and you're like, hey man, put this on real quick, it's a plug at the same time. But yeah, man, Kabron Clothing, we're going on, I believe, like 13 years now, from the start of a hat, to full jogging suits, hoodies, T-shirts. It's again, it's urban, it's street. That's where we're from. I'm never gonna say we're high fashion, although I have tried to dabble in it. I would
He's
still,
like, hey,
I'm a nice little polo with a little cut here and there,
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's been a wild ride with that too. That has also opened a lot of doors back into the photography and videography because I mean, when you have a brand and you shoot it yourself, you get into how you want things to look, how you want to present your image. I'm not designing a sweater or a T-shirt or something and telling someone else to shoot it for me. I'm doing it myself.
Yeah.
So quality control.
Quality. Well, you also, aside of being an entrepreneur, can you tell me how did you get into being a mechanic for airplanes?
Yeah, bro. I mean,
Aeronautics, or is that how you say it?
Aviation.
Aviation. There we go.
So anyway, I said this earlier. Like, I joined the military. When I joined the military, I started off as infantry. I lasted 10 years in the infantry before I decided to change up, and I went on to be heating and air conditioning technician, mechanic, whatever you want to call it. But what they don't tell you in the military is you're going to do what we want you to do. So, you know, I started doing just basic mechanic stuff after that, thinking I wouldn't get deployed. And I found out, you know, you're going to get deployed regardless. So just get ready for that one. And, you know, I got into it and I got attached to an aviation unit and, you know, just started dabbling on that. And you know, I got into it. And just recently, I got with a company, you know, that does aviation mechanics and GSE mechanic stuff. And, you know, it's a blessing, man, because like I said, you know, I got different avenues I could go down depending on what I want to do. But, you know, my day to day, that's what I am. I'm a maintenance technician for aviation equipment. So I started as an aviation mechanic, and within 6 months, I got promoted to a service coordinator. So my current job is basically travel around the world. And when I say the world, I mean the world.
I'm glad you said this because this leads into the next question. You know, with your skill set, it's managed to let you do just that, travel.
Yeah.
What parts of the world have you traveled to?
Oh, man. The Netherlands, I've been to Germany, Mexico. I've been to Iraq, Afghanistan. We got a Dubai trip coming up.
Man.
Yeah. And it's all because, again, and I'm not going to stunt. I'm not paying for this.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not coming on my dime. It's coming off the company dime. So, you know, I'm learning, I'm evolving. And because of the skill set that I have, it's allowed me to take on a bigger role in the company and become, you know, part of the like they call it the three-headed monster. You know, I'm the third head of the monster now. So I travel and you know, and let me say something on that note. Being bilingual has, you know, helped me do a lot of things. For example, where are we in May?
Yeah.
I mean, we're in May, and I've already been to Mexico 5 different times for my job just because I speak Spanish. Okay. For no other reason, not because I'm the best dude on the floor or I know the most. It's, hey, we need to know what's going on. We need somebody who speaks the language. So being bilingual is also something that has opened doors for me in my life too, because it's given me opportunities to do, you know, a bunch of different stuff and also help. I mean, you know, I've had situations where you have somebody who don't speak English or whatever, and they may be at a store or, you know, in line somewhere and they need help. You know what I mean? And they're kind of looking for somebody who looks like them. You know, let's find another little brown guy and hope that he speaks Spanish.
Oh, man. Well, you know, this journey, man, in my eyes, you're someone that I've looked up to.
Appreciate it, man.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5?
Man, bro, I'm going to be doing the same thing.
Same thing?
I don't plan on stopping. You know, it may be on a bigger level, but, you know, I'm music, photo, video. That's my passion. That's my, you know, come from work and release. You know what I mean? So whether it be, you know, making beats, whether it be engineering somebody, one thing that I have been on lately is something that I wasn't on before. I used to be the type of person who I would not give you any knowledge. I would not share with you because then I was like, you know, I'm giving away what I know. That's changed within the last 2-3 years.
Yeah.
I'm real big on, you know, teaching those who are coming after me. You know what I mean? Whether it be engineering, you know, photo, video, color grading, editing, I want to see who's coming up after us succeed. But it's even better when you can say I had a hand in that. You know, that's my protege or whatever, you know.
Yeah. What advice would you give, you know, and this is a question we work up to, what advice would you give to a videographer or photographer or even an entrepreneur?
I would say believe in yourself. I would also say it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. You're going to have hard times before you see the fruits of your labor, before you see anything. Everything that's in here today, this is years in the making. This studio that we're sitting in, me and my partner Lito, this has been, high school dreams. Now we're old heads now, but we have it. You know what I mean? So believe in yourself, believe in your craft. Don't stop learning. Don't stop learning. Don't think just because you're good at something now that 2 years from now, it's going to change. You have to evolve. You have to stay on top of whatever it is that you do. Learning is fundamental. You know what I mean? And again, man, YouTube University, you can learn anything on the internet.
You're going to have to get it sponsored.
I'm saying that YouTube going to owe you a check. I'm just saying. I'm just going to be real. Like, you can spend thousands of dollars, and I did this. You could spend thousands of dollars going to a school to learn something. But one, if you don't have the dedication and you don't put in the work, you're not going to get anything out of it. That's one. Number two, you're realistically not going to learn anything until you get in the field. Now, I never went to school for any of this stuff, but I went to school for mechanics and stuff like that. And I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I graduated. Yeah, I had a piece of paper that said I knew what I was doing. But until I got in the day-to-day, the real life, I realized I know nothing. Yeah. I know how to take a test, and I knew how to have answers for something. But until you physically get into that realm of whatever it is that you are trying to succeed in, you are not going to learn anything until you put in the work, until you put hands on and, go through the struggles, go through the ups and downs, because you're going to fail. You are going to fail. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You're going to fail before you succeed. Yeah. Just don't let that failure determine, your next step or your outcome or who you are. If I would have gave up every time I failed, I would have, I would still been failing.
Do you feel that type of advice coincides with advice for our youth in the city?
That type of advice coincides with life. Yeah. Life. You're going to fail in life. Everybody wants to be at the top. Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to have money. Everybody wants to be able to take care of their people, this, that, and the third. But you're going to fail. Everybody fails. That's the only guarantee in life, is that you're going to fail before you succeed. There are people who have, jumped into whatever lane it is and been immediately successful. Yeah, but that's not going to be the truth of the matter. You know what I mean? So
I'll tell you, I failed plenty in my life, man. But man, Joey, I truly appreciate you coming on here.
Man, I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, I truly appreciate you in general and the impact you've made. You know what I mean? Like I said, my early 20s growing up, like I'm 35 now, like I've watched you evolve.
Appreciate it, man.
And to say, like, with the utmost respect, it's an honor to be with you in this room. You know what I mean? Because I feel you represent the city. I
appreciate that, bro.
So what are ways people can connect with you, contact you?
I mean, as a lot of people will tell you, I am very unreachable, but that's
yeah.
Facebook, Instagram right now at Cabroncito1, at KABRONCITO1 is probably where you're gonna find me the most. I am, like I said earlier, I'm back. There's a lot of content that's about to be coming out. There's a lot of people that I'm working with. There's things that are in motion right now that we probably won't see till the end of the year, but I'm here, and that's what matters. Yeah. Just like that, man, you can find me, like I said, social media. If you see me out and about, holler at me, man. I'm here. I want to work. I want to work with different people now. I used to be that type of person who was stuck in his circle. I would work with the team and the team only. You know what I mean? Yep. But you're not gonna evolve like that. So if you need work done, hit me up. Let's see what we can do. I'm also looking to help the youth. Anybody with any type of programs or anything like that you're working with, you need some assistance. Whether you want to teach these kids photo, video, audio engineering, reach out to me. I'm always open for something like that, man. I believe in teaching and sharing your knowledge, because art forms and what we do is considered art. They can die. They can't die if there's no interest in it. And I mean, if there's nobody pushing the agenda and teaching, you know, you can tell everybody, hey, yeah, pick up a camera and do this. But, you know, teaching and sharing knowledge and spreading the wealth, as they say, is what is going to keep what we do. It's going to keep it alive. It's going to keep it relevant, and it's going to keep it moving. You know, it's going to keep it evolving. Like I said, everything changes every day. So, you know, that's pretty much it, man. Just looking to get out here and network with people. On that note too, bro, I'm super proud of what you're doing. I've said this to you before. You know, we've had conversations before. You know, it's night and day from what you were doing, and you're bringing the spotlight to the city and beyond now, as we all can see. You're doing your thing, bro, and I'm super proud of you for that, man. And I want you to keep pushing. I want you to keep being successful. And I believe in you 100%. I believe it's going to happen. You know, just off the conversations that we've had. So I appreciate everything, bro. I appreciate you coming here. I appreciate you shedding light on what I'm doing and what we're doing. And, you know, this ain't going to be the last time that we work together. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, it's been great. It's been a dope journey. I'm glad we finally got to sit down, because this got canceled once before. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I felt super bad. But literally, we had this set up, and like maybe a couple of days later, it was like, "Yo, you want to go shoot the money bag?" Yo, I was like, "Damn!" But you know, I hit him up. He understood, and you know, here we are. I mean, man, we almost got canceled today.
And well, man, we got to make it through those hoops, and like that, I understand. Schedules are schedules. You busy, you know I'm busy. Yes, sir. So it's I'm glad we made this work.
Yeah, man, I had a good time. I really think that you're perfecting your craft and you're good at what you do. You know what I mean? And you know, you do research, bro. You know what I mean? There's a lot of times you'll go somewhere and they just be like, "Oh, this guy does photos and videos." They don't know nothing about your background or whatever. You sit down and you do the research. And I'm a fan. I watch. I follow. I you know, every time something new from Spearhead drops, I'm on it. You know, there's been times that I've been on a flight, connect onto the internet, you know, and I'm catching up with everybody back home. So
I appreciate it. I appreciate what you know what I mean, giving me props.
Yeah, man.
That truly means everything to me. I love this city, but I'll make this very clear. Like, this platform is nothing without people like you and the other guests that have come on, and the guests that are to come on. So, I like I said, with the utmost respect, I respect you. I'm a fan as well. And with that,